Hi guys, welcome back to Nat 5 and 5, which means hopefully this video will be done within 5 minutes. We're going to look at volume today, volume of prisms, where the cross-sectional area is made up of composite shapes. So we have a look at this here. So it's not given in the exam, but your volume of the prism equals your area of cross-section multiplied by height. Now the cross-section means the area at the front of the shape, and that area or that shape has to continue the whole way through in order to be known as a prism. So if we work out the area of this cross section here, I'm colouring in here, then we can multiply it by the height. I have wrote height in my formula. It depends how your shape is orientated. Mine is lying down just now, so you would really have to multiply it by the length, which is 20. So it says here, calculate the volume of this prism. The cross-section area is made up of a rectangle and a triangle. So if I work out the area of the rectangle and work out the area of the triangle, I can add them together and then multiply by the height or the length in this case, which is 20. So let's have a look down here. I've made it a little bit prettier. So I've already split it into area 1 and area 2, as you can see here. And I'm going to work out the area of the rectangle and the triangle. So if I take this rectangle over here, we all know that the area of a rectangle is length multiplied by breadth. Now what is the length and what is the breadth? So this length here we know is 10 centimetres, so this must be 10. This length here that I'm circling is 12 centimetres, so therefore this must be 12 centimetres. So at the top here of this must be 12 centimetres, so it's going to be 12 multiplied by 10, which is 120 centimetres squared because it's area. Okay, that's our rectangle done. If I look at my triangle now, oops, there we go, here's my triangle. Again, you need to know the area of a triangle. It's not given in the exam, and it's half the base times the height. So let's have a look at what half the base times the height is. So again, if I just look over here at my triangle that I'm just colouring in, you can see that this length here is 16 and this length here is 12, therefore this length is 12. So if you do 16 take away 12, you would get this length at the bottom here. So 16 take away 12 is 4. So the base of the triangle must be 4 centimetres, and the height is obviously this height over here, which is 10 centimetres. So you're going to do a half, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 10, which is 20 centimetres squared. Okay, so the area of the cross section going to be these two added together, so it's going to be 120 add 20, which is 140. Oops, sorry, clicked off that there. 140 centimetres squared. Okay, now remember that is just the cross-sectional area. So if I go back up to the top here, up to where my formula is, so the volume of the prism is going to equal the cross-sectional area, which is 140. Multiply by the height, but again we talked about that, mine is lying down, so I'm going to multiply by 20, which is the length here. So 140 multiplied by 20 is 2,800, and its volume, so it's centimetres cubed. Okay, let's try another one. Here we go again, very similar. So calculate the volume of the prism. The cross section consists of a rectangle, okay, and a semicircle. Give your answer to 2 significant figures. We have to remember to do that too. So again, we can split this up into area 1 and area 2. So we've got a rectangle and we've got a semicircle. We're just going to try and rub this part out down here, like I prepared earlier, to make it look all nice. There we go. So we're going to work out the area of this rectangle first. So again, you're not given this in the exam, which is length times breadth. And if you look at the original, you know that this is 20 centimetres. So this is 20 centimetres, and you know the height here is 15. 15 is here also. So you can write 15 on this side. Okay, so we're going to do 20 multiplied by 15, which is 300 centimeters squared. And then we're going to work out the area of this semicircle here. Okay, area 2. And it is half a circle. So you need to know that a full circle is pi r squared. And then you are going to half it. So I'm just going to write a wee half in front of it. So it's going to be a half pi r squared. So let's just write down the things that we need to know. So from the first diagram here that I'm pointing at, you know that was 20 centimeters. So again, up here is 20 centimeters, which means the diameter of the circle is 20 centimeters, which means the radius, which is what I want, is 10 centimeters. And you're going to type that in. I'm going to plug that into your formula. So it's a half multiplied by pi, which is 3.14. Just use your pi button on your calculator, multiplied by the radius, which is 10 squared. If I just type that into my calculator, I get an answer of 157.0796. Now keep that as accurate as possible. So you're going to add them together. So the area of cross section are these two numbers added together. Okay, so you get 457.079, and just like I say, keep it as accurate as possible, and you can keep that full answer in your calculator. If I go back up to the top again, so the volume of this prism is going to be my area of cross section, which is your 457.0796. Again, keep it in your calculator, multiplied by, again, I've talked about this, it says height here, but mine is orientated differently. So I'm going to use this length here, which is 30. Multiply by 30. So I'm just going to move this down a wee bit, give myself a wee bit more space. Okay, and you get an answer of 13,712.38898. Okay, so that's my full answer on my calculator. Remember, it has asked me for two significant figures. So two significant figures means the most important figure. So 1, 2. This next one's my decider. If it's 5 or more, it rounds the number up, and it is. So it rounds that 3 up to a 4. So it becomes 1, 4, and then you'll have to put your zeros in. So 14,000 centimeters cubed. Okay, and that's your final answer. Here are some for you to try now at home for homework. I have given you the answers. Number 1 and number 2 are very similar to the examples I have given. Number 3 is a little bit more problem solving. I have given you a little hint here, so please try and work it out. And like I said, I've gave you the answers so you can check your work. Thanks very much for listening. Bye guys.